coming. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Cam. I was the one who threw the flowers into the chandelier, if you're wondering. Thankfully, I'm more prepared for this than I was for that. Growing up, Pierce was your stereotypical older brother, and I was his stereotypical younger brother. I've got some stories to show you what I mean. One day, we were pretending to be escape artists, which started as untying a bell from around your feet. But when it got to my turn, Pierce had the brilliant idea to zip tie both my hands and my feet, and then put me in a storage container. Let's just say I didn't escape. We'd also do this thing where we would customize players on Madden. We would always name these players. Pierce proposed a deal to me one time. He was like, why don't we name it my first name and your last name? I was like, deal. The player's name was Pierce Diggins. Taryn, at least he let you keep your first name. Through all the stories, one thing stayed the same growing up. I always looked up to him as a role model in my life. I used to want to be just like him. I wanted to share all Pierce's joys. So many times his friends came over, I would unsuccessfully try and wiggle my way in to the group. I cherished every moment I had with them, even though most of the time I was unwanted. Along with sharing his joys, I also wanted him to share mine. So one Christmas, when I got him for our family's grab bag, I knew exactly what to get him. My favorite toy at the time, a Zuzu pet, so that we could play them together. But for any of you wondering, a Zuzu pet is a terrible gift idea for a middle school boy. They can't even fake a smile when they open it. Pierce, I no longer want to be just like you, but there are qualities of yours I try to replicate in my own life. Your faith is so admirable because it is reflected in every area of your life. You have God's peace inside of you that anyone can sense from talking to you. You also share God's love with everyone you encounter, and that is so obvious in your life. Matthew 7:17-20 says, likewise, every good tree bears good fruit, but a bad tree bears bad fruit. A good tree cannot bear bad fruit, and a bad tree cannot bear good fruit. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. Thus, by their fruit you will recognize them. If you have had an encounter with Pierce, you recognize him easily as a good tree. He is a joy to be around, and my hilarious humor was first his. Pierce, you also demonstrate intentionality and vulnerability with each person you talk to. You reveal Jesus' love for us through your love of others. I have the pleasure of giving this speech today, but growing up, honestly, I didn't thought I'd be the one giving it. The reality is that there are so many people in this room that could give one about you, because you have touched each and every one of our lives to the point where we all feel like we are your best friend. Sadly, only one person can carry this title of your best friend. Taryn, I'm not even going to act like I'm passing this title to you today. You've held this title for a long time now. You're so compassionate and have the biggest heart for everyone. Your ability to make everybody feel special is truly a gift from God. You have the amazing ability to laugh at yourself. You learned to play Catan, and have played with me multiple times. If any of you know me, that's practically one of my love languages. You have the power to love each person in the way they need it, which is so special to witness. Pierce, I knew something was different when she came along. Pierce always made sure Taryn was part of the family. He wanted her included in everything, and she was. Our family does these things called text bombs. For those of you that don't know what that is, we all send one person a text of encouragement at the same time. Looking back at my phone, Taryn had been a part of a text bomb to me from October of 2021. In that text bomb, before one of my playoff games, Taryn ended her text with, "Play hard!" exclamation point. "You're gonna kill it!" exclamation point. So enthusiastic and encouraging. Pierce ended his text with, "I hope you play well." No exclamation point, no nothing. Like, geez, I hope I play well too. Taryn, at this point, I would say welcome to the family, but you have been one of us for a while now. Your guys' love for each other is so obvious. I'm so excited to see how God works through your marriage. It won't always seem like happily ever after, but with God at the center of it all, Romans 8:28 says, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. Your guys' love for God is undeniable. He will continue to work good through you to further his kingdom. I know your marriage will be a bright light for anyone who gets to witness it, both in the everyday and the long term. But before I finish, this day is not all good. There is some negative to it. If you know my dad, you know that he always makes a bunch of sex jokes. Now that Pierce is getting married, I have to hear twice as many sex jokes. I also gotta let you all in on a little secret. Pierce does not like to dance. So if you see him out there on the dance floor tonight, maybe bust a move or even like a little head nod, make sure to hype him up because he's gonna need all the encouragement he can get. I love you both so much. I pray God blesses you as much as he has blessed me through you. Thank you.